Hello, this is Gravy Danger, and I play duels in Quake Champions a fair bit. I'm not extremely good, but I figure there are probably people who are at approximately my level or maybe a little below, who might be interested in a bit of a breakdown of a few games I've played recently. So this is a recording of a game from last night, and we're just going to step through it and kind of analyze what's going on before I actually end up making decisions in game. So I think this will be quite interesting. Let's just go into this. So we are on Deep Embrace, and both players are Doomslayer. That's not entirely the button I wanted. I think I want this one.
on that.
Just so we clear the camera that's past me, and the voice during the video that's past me as well. I used a different microphone during gameplay, which might help tell it apart. Okay, so this is nothing special. I always like to get a weapon first before I go for the major item, just for a bit of delay. And also because it's slightly safer.
You find it. And
So now the obvious next choice is to go for a rocket launcher. Though depending on what my opponent has done, he might already have lightning gun and be waiting for me here. So if I want to be rather careful in my gameplay, I would not go for this full tilt. On the other hand, I don't often see people pushing that quickly, so what I would probably usually decide to do is just go for it and be prepared to deal with the consequences.
you don't find it. Okay.
Just like that. So now I have to think about where could the opponent be. So Mega is over there. And at this point he has probably picked up shotgun and lightning gun, potentially. And might have used the jump pad to come up to the top level. Or went through the tunnel over there and come out at Tribolt. Or maybe even continued on from lightning gun and gone up here. So most people usually go for up there or over there. So I think the opponent is somewhere in this general region. And I will assume that the opponent has already taken Mega, because most people don't wait that long, especially at this level. So I should be a little careful now going up here.
Time to focus.
But clearly the opponent is not there, so the opponent is probably sneaking towards rail right now. That's the thing they still need, and rockets of course, but I just came from there. Okay, we just heard the opponent pick up something down here. So he's probably going for rockets now, or maybe for rail. But I find that most people go for rockets first, even if it's a little riskier, because the jump pad makes you a great target. Like that. Okay, so now what do we do? I have fired my weapon, immediately dove into cover again to avoid getting hit in return, right? So cover is always extremely valuable, and this is a nice angle for staying. He can't possibly get me here. Maybe with Tribolt, but often people at this level don't even think of Tribolt, and it's still not easy to hit. So what am I going to do now? I could just go for lightning gun and just leave him with the discouraging effect of the first rail hit. Or I could try to hit another. I have plenty of stack to work with. I could try and rain down a few rockets. I could maybe do more chip damage with the machine gun. So there are always many options, and none of them is definitely superior. I think what I'm most likely to do is try and go for another rail hit.
Decent start.
Okay, now he has taken cover as well, but he can't possibly get away from there without me being able to get him, right? So what is he going to do? He's going to be a little indecisive, or he's going to make a run for it. And if he's indecisive, I can try and get some splash damage on him with rockets. Otherwise, I'm probably better served using machine gun or railgun. Splash damage. Okay, he did a combination of both. So this allowed me to get another 54 damage in him for a total of 144, which is quite a bit. So where's he going to go now? It's a little hard to tell. Could be going for railgun next, hide out somewhere around nailgun, go through the teleporter, come back to Tribolt, and I could wait for to see what he will do. But I also still kind of want lightning gun and mega. So what I'm probably going to do, which isn't necessarily the best choice, is take lightning gun and then mega and probably shotgun as well. Which, if I do all of that, he is going to get heavy because he will have plenty of time to take it.
Oh, he tried.
Okay, so I just heard him, but I can't clearly tell where his berserk was coming from. Which makes it slightly risky to jump up here. I'm not sure if I even wanted to go on the jump pad, to be honest. But I think I'm just trying to get a sense of where he is now. Okay. So that worked out decently for me. I'm fairly strong with rockets, so these situations are usually not too terrible for me. But if I had used the wrong weapon there, I could have taken... I mean, I already took a fair bit of damage, but I could have taken a lot more. It was a little risky going up there. It's probably not the best decision.
Ooh. That could have gone.
Anyway, now I was past me was just about to say that could have gone horribly wrong or something like that. But now I have and now Mega is definitely mine. And I can already think about what I'm going to do. I probably have no chance of getting heavy. It's going to spawn just about now. I don't keep track of the exact timings though. So it's very likely that I know where the opponent is going now. He's going for heavy, and then he'll be on rail, nailgun, that general area. So what I'm going to do most likely is take this, maybe take shotgun, and then go back up to high ground to see where the opponent is coming from and whether I can send some love their way.
Gone very wrong.
Stopwatch.
Fortunately.
Okay, he just took heavy, so it's coming back at around 14. The items are almost synced up. And I find that most people, after taking heavy, go in the direction of rocket launcher. But I'm still. Usually, it's not always the best idea to kind of chase after an opponent. It's often a lot better to just see what they are going to do and kind of cut them off. But I guess it's not a major disadvantage for me to do this because both items will be taking quite some time to respawn, so I can afford to waste a bit of time. On a more advanced level, going here is probably a bad idea because I'm leaving him way too much leeway to pick up all of the weapons and get into a good position. So this is not a big mistake on silver level, I think, but it's a pretty significant thing to do wrong against higher level players.
Saw him get.
Okay, this is kind of this is not the kind of situation you want to end up in. I did not expect him coming this way. Yeah, so if he had lightning gun now, he could pin me to the wall and do a lot of damage to me. He probably doesn't actually have lightning gun because since his respawn, he's going to mostly have been in this area of the map. But still, you never really want to be exposed like this. And I brought that on myself by just blindly jumping back into the room here without checking to see if he was coming.
Rail? Shit. No!
Oh, things go wrong, it happens. But I came out of this relatively unscathed, so it's no big deal for now. The super predictable portal. So now what is he going to do? He is going to want lightning gun. He will probably take risks to get there. And there's a lot of empty space between where he is now and between lightning gun, and then there's splash damage I can do with rockets. So this is a really, really bad situation for him. And ideally he would try to disappear as quickly as possible, but as I recall, that's not what he did. Okay. Well, he did get away. That's his luck. Yeah, so I needed a bit of time and a bit of listening to him to figure out where he was going. It's kind of hard to tell in these situations, I find. But I'm in the great position that I don't have to do anything. I can just wait for him to make mistakes and expose himself, and I can just rain down damage and pain. Even if not all of my shots hit. Like this, he didn't have a great position in terms of stack to go for this item. So once again, this was a little risky, especially after I hit that rail on him. He should have tried to sneak out of this corner, but instead he just went this way, and kind of didn't end well for him. Okay, so now, I mean, what is he going to do? He's going to try and go for heavy. If it's not, it already spawned, so he might have taken it already. And now he's just pushing at me again with nail gun, which in an open space like this is extremely challenging. But I'm not very good at dodging, so I have the feeling this is going to work out quite well for him. I see heavy was still there. Now it's at 56. What is he going to do? He could try to come from up here and rain some more destruction on me, though he does not have rockets by the looks of it. He would have to rely on nail gun or try and hit a rail, which is a little harder under pressure. But I'm also extremely weak, so he could even get me with machine gun. So yeah. He got an unreasonable amount of damage out of that nail attack. Though I kind of brought it on myself too, because you don't go up jump pads when the opponent is around. Even if he doesn't have LG, it's always extremely risky. And my stack wasn't that great. I didn't really have armor. So I have no one else to blame but myself.
That was a lot of damage. Oh,
and I was still weak enough for the berserk. Yeah. This is a very straightforward conclusion out of me being too careless when engaging him towards heavy.
Forgot about the ability again. Always forget about the ability.
So, Mega is next. I have decent stack, but I only have one weapon. I might want to get lightning gun or heavy machine gun, which is a lot stronger than most people think. And I don't want to expose myself too much because he has a better arsenal of weapons right now. So it's very good that he didn't see me there. Just pick this and disappear again as quickly as possible towards here where he doesn't get an easy angle on me. Now what do I do now? I could try to spam a few rockets on him. He might give me rails in return. If I want this weapon, I'm going to have to give him an angle on at least my head, probably my torso as well. I could also go just disappear, go towards rail, set up my claim on heavy. There's a lot of time still to hold out over there. So ideal, what would be really great now is tri-ball, with which I might do some damage without exposing myself too much. But there's also the possibility to kind of peek out from the corner only quickly enough to shoot out a rocket and then immediately disappear again. It's a bit of a cat and mouse game who has better reaction times. Let's see what I decide to do. Okay, never mind. He decided he really wanted to push in. Not sure that's a good idea. I have two excellent weapons for this kind of situation, and I'm fairly sure he doesn't. So this is really risky. I don't remember how this situation concluded. But even though he might have some stack advantage, I have significant weapon advantage.
Why are my rockets doing?
But my using weapons, that's a different story. That wasn't particularly clean, but it worked. And now I have acceptable stack, and I might go for a heavy, because I have really good weapons for it too.
Oh.
There we go.
About here. You don't have to think about
Okay, I have the Unholy Trinity. What's next? Obviously Mega is next. And my opponent is going to be scrambling for armor and weapons. So, well, once again, this kind of situation is where I am a little careful, just in case he decides to be traipsing around up there again. Now I need to know where he is, and I don't want to give him any clues where I am. So I'm now just going to sneak around and wait until I hear him somewhere, and also stay reasonably close to Mega that I will be able to get at it. And he will have to expose himself somehow if he wants any claim to it. So this is kind of an active defense scheme. Oh, never mind. I am giving off sounds. Note to self, tickle damage with lightning gun would have been much more reliable in this situation. But I love the rocket launcher so much I can never help not using it. Did I negate that correctly? Oh, whatever. We'll just get this.
Almost fell down.
And he's trying to push in again. I still have all of the weapon advantage. This is not a very well thought out push. I can do everything and he can do almost nothing, which is not the kind of situation you want in a fight. Well, I want that situation, but he yeah, you know what I mean.
Oh, thanks for
Yeah, that's a little harsh, but it describes his his strategy. And if you're watching this, Pro Magnon, I'm sorry. Just can't help myself. I know. So the problem is I'm in a comfy situation here, and it can be a lot more frustrating playing out of control, and it takes a lot of patience and ignoring all of the annoyance floating around in your head. And apparently that's not one of his stronger suits. So this is what happens.
Oh, there come the complaints.
Okay. So in mid range, in mid-range you are not supposed to use railgun. But if you do use it, make sure you have enough cover between the opponent and you, that you have all the time to for it to reload. And now after the reload I can come out again, guns blazing, and finish him off. Because it would have been difficult for him to engage me without removing his own exit paths. Like if he comes here and then I switch, he can't really get away anymore. So he's kind of still trying to get a bit of cover for himself, which allows me to cleanly recharge the weapon and then get back into the fight.
Planes.
Mostly. Or he manages to run away, which is probably a good idea in that situation. Because I already got a rail on him, and he did very little damage in return, and I still have the weapon advantage, I think. Ah.
What is he doing?
He's I think he is a little flustered, and when you're in that state, it's really hard to keep track of where the opponent is. So I'm almost entirely sure when he was going up there, he didn't realize that I was still upstairs. I mean, he last saw me here, but it's not so easy to keep that in your mind when you are kind of distracted, scrambling around. So I think this is what happened here. In the meantime, I'm going to get another item.
Stopwatch.
And we will just repeat this over and over until he gets another kill on me because I make a mistake. So this is all fairly clean. I just heard him there, so okay. Can't hit every shot. So after missing 2 rails, I decided to slowly inch closer until he's in range for lightning gun and then just bring out the other guns. That's kind of the thinking here, but now he does have rockets, and those are not terrible rockets, so this actually hurt me quite a bit. And it's not always easy to keep track of this while in fights. I really need to disappear now, while throwing as much damage at him as I can. And I'm already moving towards here, which is probably the best option, because if I drop down, he has height advantage over me. But it's also predictable. And there comes the rail. Yeah, well. So here his rockets kind of turned this around, which is good for him. Let's see what I do next. This is same thing I was talking about earlier. I was a little considered coming up here without first getting a sense of where the opponent is. And I am probably going to pay for it. Okay, I managed to sneak down and okay. I might have won that, but it was never not without risks, clearly. I did not need to get that mega. I could have spent the time more wisely going for weapons, getting my stack back up, and challenge later. But on the other hand, at least I denied him the item and I'm still in the lead. Was quite surprised that he kept exposing himself here. It's not easy to be conscious of all the angles, but then I felt, okay, maybe he's not going to risk going through here again, maybe he's going up there, and that turned out to be the case. But I could still see this area down there, so by doing the jump to check up there, basically I gave myself all of the options. Oh, and that was, yeah.
I got stuck in.
Yeah, I didn't respect his raid enough. It happens.
level.
And now we are almost even, so I have to be more careful from now on. Okay, that's the only reason I jumped up here is because I could hear him spam rockets over there, which helps me be comfortable going up here. Being reasonably sure that I'm not going to immediately catch a rocket in the face or anything like that. Even though I didn't know exactly where he was. But now I know. Some tickle damage never hurts. Anytime you can do damage without taking damage in return, that's good. Unless the information your opponent gets from it is too valuable. But in this situation, I mean, it was obvious I was going to snipe out from somewhere, and the high ground on Deep Embrace gives you so much easy movement to all of the other positions that giving away that you're in the high ground, it's kind of a no-brainer. The opponent is going to guess that anyway. Okay, fake jump pad. Once again, the risky jump pad. Ooh. Ooh. That could have gone badly for me.
I mean, it's not my fault he's not playing that smart, right?
I'm not. Sometimes I'm not sure whether I should comment. This was about small details. I was thinking about whether to drop down here, but I wasn't sure if he wasn't still there trying to get a shot in at me while I dropped down, which is why I peeked over there first. And yeah, it's kind of the small things. I heard him go down there, and I what's he going to do from there? He's either going to go for the health bubble and jump up here, which is what I was counting on, or he's going through here, and then I could still have rained rockets down on him or something. So once again, this was a really bad position for him. There's no way he can get away from this corner of the map without me seeing him at least once. He could have gone through here, through there, or up there, and I had visual angles on all of these places. Which is also why I haven't moved away from this area of the map yet, because I know he can't get away without me seeing him, and now I'm heading him off. He has to go through me to get to the rest of the map. And so while I'm here, he has no way of going for anything else on the map. And I knew he was low enough for that to work. So now what do? This was a bit of a mistake from me. By going through high ground, I wasted the opportunity to get Mega, or at least spam a few rockets on it to make it harder for him to pick up. And I lost a fair bit of time by going up here. But it's no big deal. I mean, I'm still doing decently, and yeah, we're good. Just making sure he doesn't surprise me here. Okay, heavy is not due to spawn just yet. There it is. Came sooner than I thought. And now I think I have advantage again, without really doing anything advanced or tricky.
5-minute warning.
No idea when this spawns, unfortunately.
Okay, this is mostly about mechanics, this situation.
Oh, come on.
Just trying to make sure he's really gone, so I don't have to worry about picking the next Mega. And I thought maybe if I see him here, I can get another shot in before I take Mega. Even if he hits me, it's okay, I still get 100 points for Mega straight back. Or did I already get Mega? I don't know actually. I might have. Timings are not my strongest
No complaints.
skill. Okay, now we are just going to keep the same rotation going. Just cycle between items, pay attention where he is. Stop him from going for the items too easily, and if he actually tries to push, I'm just going to rain destruction on him, and that's really all there is to this game. It's so great that I even get people following me.
Hey, filthy casual pleb. Welcome to... Ah, come on.
Once again, simply mechanics, and if my mechanics were slightly better, I would have won this situation most likely. But these things happen, and I mean, I'm just doing everything else right, so I still have a comfortable lead, even though I mess things up like this a little.
Ah. The gravy party. Yeah, I'm liking the sound of that. Kind of.
Already I have 2 out of the 3 weapons again, and he's not even coming for a heavy. So this was a free upgrade back to almost full fighting power. He should have really tried to at least make it a little harder for me to get heavy, I think. Even though we also have to keep in mind he was quite weak, and he could have gotten the bubbles down there, I think, and maybe the small armor over there was up to, I don't know. Which I think would have given him enough stack to at least discourage me with a rail or something.
That's why I thought. Oh shit. Almost ruined that.
Really predictable teleporter move again.
Wrong weapon.
Yeah, that was me not making up my mind which weapon to use, and that cost me the opportunity to give some more damage to him. So no matter what anyone tells you, even if you play smart, you still have to get your basic mechanics right. Otherwise, all of the smart in the world is not going to help you win the game. Yeah, in this case, he's just desperately pushing. I don't even have to have I had pretty good stack, but what I meant to say is I had, because of my stack advantage, even my shooting mechanics didn't have to be good, and I still won against him. That's how it works.
I have weapon choices still needed.
No, it's a little messy, but rockets save the day as always.
And he's still complaining, but he's also still pushing without really thinking about it.
Once again, I always tend to go to high ground because it's so easy to see most things from there. And in low ground, there are all these walls that make it easy, make it easy for him to deny me line of sight. So even if I tried, even if theoretically there might be a situation in which it's better for me to chase him down there, there are just too many unknowns, I think, and I just prefer having from here. I have more options where I can be sure of. If I see him from up here, I have a much better chance of actually converting damage on him. That's basically my thinking. Without him being able to do that much damage in return. So he's exposing himself again, and he should have hurt me up here. But yeah, I mean, I think in a way he has given up. Good thing that my shotgun is atrocious. That gave him a fighting chance, but it still wasn't enough. He still went into
He's a
that
little mad.
entirely unprepared.
Okay, let's try and remember 8.
Oh, hey, I'm timing an item. Stop the presses. When he jumped up here, that would have been a great situation for Rail, because while someone's in the air, Rail does a ridiculous amount of knockback, and he would not have managed to get up here. The same is true for Lightning Gun, but if my aim was a little shaky, so I couldn't do enough Lightning Gun damage on him, maybe I wouldn't have hit the Rail either. Who knows? Maybe a rocket would have been better. A rocket does knockback too, and you don't have to aim as precisely. We will never know if anything else would have worked better here. Just things to keep in mind.
Didn't get this yet. Okay, 27. And the other one is 8.
Look, I even remembered it. 8, the Mega. So 5 seconds to go. And I don't want to give him too much opportunity to get here, so I mean, once I heard him go through the teleporter, it was clear that I was easily going to get Mega. And now it's just about can I hand him another Rail? Yes. I don't even need to kill him because I have a huge lead, and if I can keep his stack low, that's more than enough. It's nice. He used Lightning Gun to let me know he was coming from here.
Stopwatch.
Look at my stack. It's still excellent.
Stop the watch.
He didn't get the last 2 or 3 items, so there's no way he's anywhere near me in terms of stack. But he is going to keep pushing, I think. Unless he's busy firing machine gun at the walls. Oh, okay, I did, on the video, no, I did see him jump up from railgun, but apparently back then during the game I didn't see that, or I could have gifted him with another rail, but yeah, I still get Mega, and
15 now.
it's no harm done. It's just, I mean, if you the more opportunities you actually take, the more damage you can do. And even if it doesn't feel like much, getting 1 rail in there before you do something else, over the course of a game, it can change everything. Which is one of the things you will see with much more experienced players. They will use every single opportunity like this when they briefly see someone, even if they don't hit the shot, but just the attempt raises your chances of doing more damage. Now he's shooting shotgun at the walls. That's new. It's a different strategy, I guess. Let's see how it works out for him. Okay, yeah, the rest of this match, he's just going to, for most of it, he's just going to stay in there and randomly shoot shotgun into the air. So what I'm thinking now is, how do I get the item? What do I do? I'm assuming he's going to stay there. What do I do to kill him without taking big risks myself? So I have plenty of distance, so he can't do much with shotgun against me. This is a situation we won't have in real games, but I'm still taking this as a small puzzle to try and figure out what to do. So I'm not going to rush in there just yet. I want to do some more damage to him before I do that. Like this.
Whatever.
And get the next item, and then he's probably still going to be there, and that's when we make our next move. I have no reason to go here.
What count
Yeah.
are you talking
Okay, he's
about?
still there, so boom. And that's it. This is this game.
Yeah, he's mad, by the way.
Almost got me there again. Okay. So this is this game. Next, let's look at a game that I lost. Sure, I think it's somewhere around here. Yeah, I think this is. Have we started
say
yet? No, we're
that's
still
quite
in
a
warm up.
colorful
Okay.
Slash.
Prepare to
So I lost this game. Spoiler alert. Alert is too late. The opponent here did an extremely good job of anticipating where I was going to be, playing the map rather slowly, and I just ran into all of it. So this is now the opposite point of view, basically.
fight. Round
He's using a fast champ, so my base assumption is he will play an incredibly fast game, but that turned out not to be true. Okay, so I like to delay the first piercing sight a little, just to see if the opponent is going to delay the item or where they are after taking the item. I at this level of play, I figure I don't need the precise timing of the mega pick if he picks it immediately. And this way I realize that he is still waiting to pick up mega. In fact, he's standing right beside it and creating a significant delay there. 15. Alright. So, where is he going to go from here? He doesn't have armor yet. So, and as a light champion, he spawns without armor. So he will definitely want small armors. There are two on this map. One is over there and one is over there. Most people go for this one. So this is what I am expecting in this situation.
15.
Yeah, it's too bad I missed that shot. That would have been a great start to the game. But while he is there,
Worth a try.
I am making a run for rocket launcher without having to be too careful about getting intercepted. So, and now I don't really have a plan anymore. And this is my first big mistake at this point. We if now that we are just watching and not playing, it's easy to see that heavy is going to come up in just a few seconds, and I really should be there. And my opponent knows when it's going to come up because he was standing on mega, and from mega you can hear heavy getting picked. So my opponent has the precise timing, and I'm still trying to figure out what to do, which means he gets heavy for free. Damn it.
Oh shit, I missed heavy.
And there is my realization. So I'm still going to drop down just in hopes he didn't realize the item was up. But he did. So this was a great rocket. And now I have a really good opportunity to win this fight. But 185 damage. That's a whole lot. But now the problem is, how do I finish this? I can get in some more guaranteed damage with lightning gun, though Slash is quite fast, especially with the plasma trail active. Or I could try to get a rail angle, which is also kind of challenging. So I'm doing some of the LG, and then unfortunately I get stuck in. I kind of fall down here, which takes away 2 precious seconds or something, and pretty much rules out the possibility of getting another rail on him. That's really sad because I probably could have finished him off here.
Come on.
But okay, so now he's standing at mega. We just heard him skate around a little. Mega is coming up in 1 second. What's he gonna do? He's just waiting there. So my stack is terrible. I shouldn't even be doing this. But I am too preoccupied with trying to get in a finishing shot, and I'm not paying attention to this at all, which is my second big mistake. Yeah, too bad. Okay, so this... Now I have lost any element of surprise I might have had, though there wasn't really much surprise involved. He knew exactly that I was coming. I had rail out, which is audible, and he probably heard me step down the stairs as well. I never had the element of surprise. The only thing he didn't know is when exactly I'd peek out. And now just trying this again is not going to make it better. So if I'm any smart, I will disappear now.
Oh,
I even tried the rail again, which I guess was still a bad idea because I'm still railable. I'm just barely below 90. But he didn't get in a return shot, so let's not get stuck on this for too long.
sucks.
But now what is he going to do? Heavy is coming up
That
in
was such a good opportunity.
5 to
all
10
now.
seconds. I'm banking on him going for heavy so I can pick up all of the other stuff in peace. Yeah, he's trying to deny me probably from entering through there by spamming rockets.
And I don't feel comfortable just dropping down with my current stack.
Okay, so I know where he is. Okay, so one problem with piercing sight is that you can get overconfident with it. You can think, oh, I know where the opponent is. I've got this. But this is such a standard situation on Ruins. If he comes in here, where's he going to expect me to be? Right here. So, and he knows exactly where I'm, almost exactly where I'm standing, so he can pre-aim. And that kind of completely eliminates the advantage I have, except for maybe a tiny bit. I can predict better when to shoot, and that's the only advantage I have right now. But if he reacts quickly enough, doop. Yeah, that's what happened. I didn't even get a shot on him. I didn't even mentally have time to shoot. And I catch this.
Yeah.
And now I'm in a bad spot in the map because if the opponent is watching from up above, you can't get away without exposing yourself.
This will be a fun
Fortunately, he's not doing that.
match of
But where is he now? He's somewhere above me. We heard the crouch slide. And I have to be careful to not give him too much of an opening.
me not doing much.
Okay. He activated Plasma Trail, and he's somewhere around there, so he's probably going to come charging through here. That's the only direction that makes sense. There's nowhere else to go. And I need to stop him from wrecking me. So rockets is a solid choice for that. Lightning gun maybe too, though that's a little hard if someone is charging at you at an angle with the Plasma Trail. Tracking them, you have to be quite good at tracking, and my strong suit is rockets, so that's what I tend to go for. Nice. And he got another rocket in on me. I had 19 HP left, and so my second rocket killed me. Shit.
Oh, that's a suicide. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see the rocket that I caught while I was playing. So that explains why my rocket was an instant suicide. Otherwise, that situation might have gone a little differently, but his rocket was just about perfect. I think it was a direct rocket. So yeah, that's the first 1.5 minutes on the map, and I have negative points. Look how happy I am. That's it's not going to get much better on this map. Spoiler alert.
Oh, nice.
The problem is now I have the initial shipment of discouragement has been delivered to me. and that weighs down heavily on me during games. In fact, I lost the next 4 games after this as well, even though I had already faced some of the opponents before and won against them quite easily. And this is the true danger in games like this. If you're stuck in a bad mindset, you're just going to get destroyed. This is what's going to happen for the rest of this map.
Could have sworn I had sufficient distance.
So what should I be doing now? I don't really have a good idea of where my opponent is, so I need to be a little careful. And I also need more weapons and a bit of armor. Okay, I heard him crouch slide, probably somewhere around heavy or maybe down in Mega Room. Can't tell right now. So he's far away and I don't have to be too careful just yet. Yeah, he picked heavy.
And there's no way
Okay. I was a little surprised by him coming this way. Many people I play against consistently come the other way. I shouldn't have been surprised by this, and I had advance notice because I heard him around here. So in a way it's a bit of a mistake that I responded so late. I could have anticipated this better, but I probably still would have died because he had the items. Direct rocket, and that's another item for him. I didn't know the exact timing, otherwise I might have played slightly differently, but we will never know. Now I'm dead. It's just, we just have to, all that's left to see is how long it takes for me to die.
shit.
So this was actually, I managed to hold out longer than I thought, and I managed to do this, which is quite helpful. And I managed to do this, and I'm like, wow, can I still turn this around? Is it possible? But I don't really have great weapons for this situation. So that was a lucky hit, this rocket. And really the only thing I can rely on now is machine gun.
Oh, nice.
Another hit, and now he's really low, but now I don't have line of sight anymore. So what am I going to do? There is almost no chance of me going up there without taking too much damage. I should, even though it hurts that I can't finish him off, I probably shouldn't try for it. But guess what I do? Yeah, so I almost killed him, and result, I die. And it's sad. But this is what happens if you want something too much, if you overextend yourself.
Never any.
Yeah, and I'm getting really salty already. Please excuse that. It's part of my games. I'm working on changing it, but it's not easy for some reason. I don't know.
Finish moves. So
All right. So once again, I respawn. I don't quite know where he is. From the comfort of my video player, I can recall that he was around here when I died, so he could have gone over there through the teleporter, maybe, or dropped down and went for the small armor in that general direction. Or he could have gone over there. So, but most likely he could be anywhere. And that means I need to be careful.
I'm pretty much.
Okay, he did take the small armor. Solid choice. And he saw me, I saw him. I have the wrong weapon out. This is not... Conditions are not good.
Screwed here.
But I managed to get away before he could shoot at me. So what do I do now? It's hard to... you need a lot of practice and experience to be able to pre-aim this properly after disappearing like this diagonally and stuff. Like remembering the right angle. It's not easy. So I will have a hard time here. And he has this arch as a visual cue to pre-aim for. So he has it much easier than me in this situation. And if I could keep all of that in my head while playing, I would not peek out here because I would know it's much easier for him to hit me than the other way around. Guess what I do? Okay. At least he dropped down in the meantime, which makes it a little easier for me to pre-aim, and apparently he wasn't even expecting me to be here anymore. Okay, so now he's actually opening himself up to me. It's nice that I'm not the only one making mistakes. Nice. And now, he can't get out of this room without me seeing him, or at least hearing him, right? So I have almost no reason to charge in there while he can spam rockets at this or whatever. Which is why I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait for him to do something. Yeah, he's spamming rockets. See, this is why I didn't go in there.
Come on, push through the choke point. Thingy.
But I mean, he knows the same thing. He knows if he comes here, I know he's going to come there, and I'll greet him with electricity or something.
Maybe he rocket.
Haha, did you hear that? That was the teleporter. He actually rocket jumped over this wall and went for it. And I realized that just about now. That was a really good move for avoiding an encounter.
Jumped? Yeah, he did.
But since he couldn't go towards heavy without facing me, what I did there actually secured me the heavy. I didn't quite fully realize it at the time I was doing it, but when I came towards heavy and saw that it was up, I kind of realized, oh, I just defended this for myself. And I hope to keep improving so that I will do this on purpose. Because that's one thing. I mean, you need good positions to take fights from, but you also need to select your positions to limit where the opponent can go. And that's a little complex. Okay, what am I doing here? Nobody knows. All I know is I'm not a happy camper right now. Okay, now I'm just waiting for him to disappear so that I can get my beloved rocket launcher at least. Oh, this is bad. I'm just going to point this out. He came at me while the nail gun was obscuring most of my view. Which probably took several hundred milliseconds off my reaction, or delayed my reaction by several hundred milliseconds. In Quake terms, that's a lifetime.
Oh, the nail gun was in my way visually.
And also LG fights, I suck at them. So what's gonna happen? I mean, I'm really low now. I'm probably dead, right?
I am screwed.
Oh, that jump pad. Yeah, I'm very dead.
Yeah, I mean, 0.
So, how could I have avoided that? Oh. That situation at Nailgun when he suddenly came charging at me, I was not prepared for that. That was where this one broke down. And ideally I would have had rocket launcher there. That would have given me a lot more options to deny him getting closer to me. But I didn't have it. And so I was forced to use lightning gun, and if I have to use lightning gun under pressure, it never ends well. So that was a very good move from him, for sure.
Frags, right?
Okay, same thing as always. I have no idea where he is, and I need to be careful, but I wasn't. And he may have predicted my spawn, which kind of, yeah.
Most likely outcome.
I mean, at this point, I don't really care anymore, because it's easy to notice that the opponent has an extra bit of experience that makes it really hard for me to challenge him. And I'm running around like a headless chicken. which pretty much makes it impossible for me to do anything in this game. At my best level, this might look a little differently, but this is not it.
I shouldn't have peeked, but what difference does it make? It's not like I have any
Yeah, I'm already doing the whole defeatist routine.
chance to get kills, so I can afford to do all of the careless things.
Yeah.
And he still pushes that. Zero respect.
Yeah, this was him being too careless, definitely. There was no need for him to do this. He was actually underestimating me a little here.
Okay.
And he's going to do that again a few times, just mess around and then get destroyed for it. But at least I don't have a negative score anymore. Derp. So, he's somewhere around there now. I figure he might... Back when I was playing, I figured he might be going for this, but obviously he just picked up heavy, so he can't even pick this up. So at first I decided I'll just get closer to this in case he wants it, and I can damage him a little. But then I realized he's not going for it, but maybe I can take it without getting punished for it, and that's what happened. So this was nice, but once again, following up on this rail against Slash. If I have to go in there, there's tons of choke points. But I'm going to try it. Because, I mean... yeah, now comes the return rail.
Ah. You can't
You can always see when I'm flustered, I'm overusing rocket launcher.
do anything.
And he's doing it again. He's waiting at at Mega, just waiting to see if he can, if I'm going to peek. He can damage me, and even if he takes damage, he can just pick up Mega and neutralize it. It's a very sound strategy. And I keep falling for it.
Yeah, I kind of thought he would be waiting.
But at least it's getting predictable if I can already realize this during the game.
I mean, I have zero sense of the timing, so I never know. And I'm also...
Oh, doesn't this look familiar? Last time in this constellation I took a lot of damage and didn't do any damage. Let's see how it goes this time. Okay, so far so good.
Not that it does me any good.
That is decent too. And now what? Is he going to come charging again? He has no reason to, really. I'm not sure if he knows what my stack is like right now. Still spamming? And there he comes. Okay, so once again, he was overconfident there. There was absolutely no reason to expose himself this much. I mean, he had position on heavy. He could have just dropped down and gone for heavy, just delay me long enough there. Maybe he wasn't sure if I was still there. That would explain it, I suppose.
Absolutely.
Maybe he just came out to check if I was gone. If so, mistake.
No reason for you to...
I guess you just caught a rail. But at least I gave him one in return. But now this is not a good not a good position for me. Heavy is gone. I don't need to do anything down there. It would take me ages to go to Mega. In the meantime, he'll be there. So I'm going to have to slow things down again, go for some kind of armor. And that's going to take ages. Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that. I thought he was at Mega. But he probably has, he's probably timing these things. The cheater. And so he knows he doesn't have to go there yet. He can wait to see if I come up here. Actually, by standing there, he could anticipate me coming out of mega and out of heavy room to pretty much all of the places. He could hear me come up the jump pad, which is what he used. He could have seen me come up the stairs down there, and he might have seen me if I went back up the stairs I came from and went through the bottom layer of mega room and come out in the central tunnel here. So that was a really good position choice on his part, I think. And now I'm really weak again, so it's going to have to be even slower.
Oh, annoying games.
5-minute warning.
He knows I'm here.
Okay, I heard him and he heard me. So I have bad stack and he has good stack. This is a bad situation for me. I should be backing away slowly, though I don't quite know where. And he already has a history of charging at me, so I'm kind of preparing for that too. And if he does, it's likely not going to end well for me. All I can do is do as much damage as I can. That's not too bad, right? That's a ton of damage, in fact. So this didn't work out the way he planned it. It really worked out in my favor, but I still need a lot of stack to move forward. Because I don't have a very good idea of what his stack is right now. And even so, one rail will finish me off. I would have to be super confident in my ability to out-aim him with rail to push further.
Even if I hit all of this, I can't do
The downside is while I'm stacking back up, so is he.
anything.
And he just took heavy. I don't really have a good sense of which item is next. It's all a little messed up in my head at this point while playing. So, which is why I was up here when he was down at heavy.
Oh.
What I should be doing now is set up a good angle for rail trap or maybe even a close range trap, though that is kind of inadvisable.
I never know which item is next, and
Okay, so this is another classic, I guess. See if he's there, get a rail in. So this is a decent choice on my part, I think. It's also a little predictable, but yeah. Okay, I tried, and I screwed out the jump, so now I'm in absolutely no position to do anything about the next mega pick, which is a shame.
and
But at
also,
least I can get 6 more points of health.
can't keep up.
This was good,
And if I
but once again I missed the rail,
I use ball hack,
unfortunately.
don't really get any benefit out of it.
So far decent reads, and now I'm just spamming here so I don't want him to come through here without taking damage. But I also don't have infinite rockets, so instead of just spamming all of my rockets as quickly as I can, I'm going to spam them at irregular intervals to try and bait him into coming through there and taking damage. And getting knocked back by my rocket ideally. At least that's the plan. And all the while I can further back away and collect myself mentally. But okay. I didn't actually execute what I just explained. Spamming more rockets. I wasn't even expecting him to push at me again. I don't know why he kept doing it. Why wouldn't he do it this time? So that's what I should have done. Spam at this doorway, back away, figure out how to disappear without opening myself up. But instead he blindsided me for no reason whatsoever. And, well, is there any chance he's not going to come for heavy? No, there is not. And I don't have any good weapons.
I mean,
Yeah, this is about the situation earlier, where I did a lot of damage and then he disappeared on me. Where I talked about why I didn't push. The problem is, I mean, this guy knew that heavy was up next, but I didn't. I could have used the wall hack, and I honestly forgot about that. I'm going to explain that in a moment. And that's, like, if I made any mistake in that situation, it's that I didn't use wall hack. Piercing sight. But abilities, it's something I'm working on, using them more consistently, but it's taking a lot of time. So that's what happened there.
Forget about ability a ton. There are many games in which I don't use ability at all.
Stopwatch.
I'm happy that I'm remembering to use it in the first place, even if not enough.
Okay, whenever I respawn and don't know what to do, I fall back on just collecting all of the weapons and everything.
Oh, I don't have lightning gun. Why am I standing there?
Ability is up. I don't quite know where the opponent is, so I might actually use it now. But I also don't have a good position to challenge on Mega or anything really. Oh, except he is actually waiting there. So I did use it and I got valuable information out of it. So, wow.
Even if I have wall hack, it's
I mean, his pre-aim is extremely strong. And that's my problem here.
I don't get the same amount of damage. I best cases I get.
Yeah, this rocket jump was just me being frustrated. At least I didn't start killing myself in a frenzy as I do sometimes. So this is already, it's stupid, but it's a lot less stupid than what I've often done in the past.
I get the same damage as my opponent.
Yeah, I'm dead probably.
Yeah, I'm so railable.
But he's not even finishing me off.
It's not like I can do anything.
He's at this point it already feels like he's not quite taking the game seriously anymore. Maybe it's actually tactics keeping me low without killing me, which makes it a lot harder for me to keep playing. I don't know.
And I mean, how would I know when to drop to heavy if I have no idea about the timings?
Yeah, woe is me. Yada yada yada. Terrible situation. I had so many opportunities to do lightning gun damage, but as always, when I'm flustered, I overuse rockets. Same thing here.
Come on, do it.
Yeah, this is
Doesn't
me
matter.
not caring anymore. I could have gotten a lot more out of this situation if I had a more consistent grasp of mechanics. Lightning gun would have been incredibly strong there, but I didn't use it at all. So it's my own damn fault. I mean, I had all of the 3 big weapons.
Not like that. I had no idea he was going to be there.
Okay, not that much I could do in this situation.
No chance. I just
Okay, he got heavy, so it's going to go straight up again for the next mega. Which means I'm probably fairly safe if I don't go out in the
don't know how to
courtyards.
handle these games.
But
Feels
I'm not really paying attention to these fundamentals anymore. I shouldn't be out here if I don't know if he's not maybe up there. I should have gone through the tunnel. It's a lot safer, and then maybe gotten lightning gun here.
I'm just too stupid for them or something. Maybe like
And I just keep eating the rails. So I'm kind of I could have had an idea that he was there and rounded this corner a little more carefully, but I didn't. It's much easier to think of these things for me when the game is going slightly better.
That.
And
I mean, I could have.
that's a problem with consistency, right? Some of the things you know when a game is going well, you can stop forgetting. You can forget all of it when the game is going a little less well. If you don't work well under stress. And that's why the better, the more practice you put into these things, the easier it will become to do them anyway. But it takes time, and there's really no substitute for that. If you have a lot of trouble making mistakes while being stressed or kind of getting pressured in the game, really the only thing to do is do a ton more of the thing that's kind of is where you start struggling under pressure, and at some point you will start making less mistakes with the pressure on. That's the only way to fix this. The other way is to change your mindset about getting pressured and what it all means. But that's a different topic. I might get into that at some other point.
Known that
outside this particular video.
But I just don't think about it.
Okay, I did a ton of damage to him again. But not enough. He's hanging out somewhere around here. Oh no, he got heavy. Shows what I know. That's probably actually a reasonable idea, staying up here. I get so few opportunities to get a good position to do damage to him. Normally I would be going for all of the weapons, which would remove any opportunities for me to do damage to him. So me trying something different here is probably a good thing, but this once he decides to go the other way and try and do this jump or whatever, so that kind of wastes my attempt to do something different.
Probably a bad idea. But he's not coming here anyway, so whatever. I can just do whatever I want. Even get items. It doesn't help.
I mean, kind of the good thing is this game is lost, and I know it doesn't matter what I do. I can just try. Can just try weird stuff. And if it doesn't work out, who cares? Okay, no idea what that was about. I figured he was maybe AFK, so I even apologized. Can you do it again? Not this time. Take cover. Do chip damage with lightning gun. Nice. I mean, I wanted to kill all of that, but the suicide is the same thing, really.
Set up, and I still managed to destroy most of my stack. I mean, he's just
almost railable. Now I'm very, 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 very railable. But there's really no.
I already have no chance if he's not even trying, and
yeah, that's more me being salty, and that's how I lost this game. I made some mistakes, but also the opponent was really good at pre-aiming and waiting in the right spots, and that makes a ton of a difference. Okay, I think that is quite enough of this. It's a lot of work reviewing these games. And sorry if I was rambling a little. But I hope this is helpful in some way to some of you. And I don't quite know yet what I'm going to do in my next videos. But in the meantime, I will probably keep streaming and playing duels and being salty and all of that. So that's something to look forward to. In the meantime, take care and goodbye.